Hey friends, happy Monday. Happy beginning of the work week. Welcome to my live, and if you happen to be watching later, welcome to the replay. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Club Couture. So once you hop on tonight's live or you hop on the replay at a later date, please feel free to say hi in the comments and tell me where you're watching from. I also want to let you know real quick that I'm live in 2 locations this evening. So if you hear me refer to a comment that is not in your feed, that person may be viewing and commenting from a different platform. And as always, if you wouldn't mind helping me out, make sure you give this video a heart or a thumbs up. And also, if you wouldn't mind spreading the craft love all over Facebook and YouTube. Tag your crafty friends, invite them to watch along with you. Anytime that you interact with this, any of my content, for example, lives, posts, stories, all of that stuff, anytime you interact with that, not only are you helping me get in front of new eyeballs, but you're also telling the algorithm that you like this kind of content, and they will start giving you more content like this in your feed. So not only does it help me, but it also helps you, and I do greatly appreciate that. So with that, I'm going to go to my comments. I see that Jason is watching from the other side of the door. And let's go ahead and get the project started. And I'm going to flip my camera, and I will show you what we are working on. So my desk is a little messy, so don't mind that. We are using the Club Couture transfer of the month. We used it last week in this project. And actually, I promised that I would show you how to heat set it, and I need to do that at some point this week. So this is the project that we did last week with the bow trellis pattern. So the Club Couture kit does come with this exclusive B-size transfer. It comes with both of these canvas carry-all pouches, and then it comes with 2 ink packets, and I can't remember what the colors are, but there should be a graphic right over there one of these days, so it should be scrolling around soon and you can see what the promo is. But we're going to actually be using it for a second time. I'm challenging myself to use it more than just once this month, so we're going to use it again. And then I think I'm going to pair it with the Boo Basics transfer. I had originally thought maybe I was going to use this old pumpkin cutout transfer, but I found this one, which is what I was looking for. So I think we're going to use this part of it, and then this will be our background. So this is I believe it's a 12 by 14. Nope, it's a 16. So it's 12 by 16. It's actually a garden flag, and I actually already have a Halloween design on the front, but I figured it has a blank background, so we might as well take advantage of that and use it. So this is going to become our background, and then this will be our design. So let's go ahead and get started. I imagine that I probably faux stained it in with some Waverly antiquing wax. That's typically what I use. It has it's a little easier cleanup than regular stain. So I'm just going to add some black paint to the top. And this is just Folk Art chalk paint. It's super thick. So I'm going to add some water to it. So it was the Folk Art black chalk paint. And because it's a little thick, I'm going to go ahead and add some water to it. I'm just going to stir it in the plate just to get it a little bit to where it's a little bit more spreadable. And then I'm literally I'm going to kind of do how I usually do my white. I'm just, with these bracing boards, I'm not quite for sure. So I'm definitely not going for perfect. These brace boards are going to give me a little bit of an issue, but I think I'll go side to side on these braces. And then we'll go kind of up and down up here. And I don't want full coverage. I want some of that stain to show through. And this may not be how you do it. If you have another way of doing it, by all means. So we're just adding some paint. Let's do this side. Just try not to slosh it all over me. I have a bad habit of not changing out of my work clothes. I think I'm going to add a little stripe here. Maybe. The middle part's a little tricky. Good thing we're not going for perfect. I'm going to try to blend out from where I went horizontally right there. And then we'll just kind of do hit or miss in here. I just don't want it to be obvious that that's kind of what I did. Again, you may have a different way of doing this. You do you, boo. Decent. Okay. There's still a little bit of stain showing through. I think that looks pretty good. So we'll let that dry. Then I'm going to put the rest of this paint back in. I have quite a bit of paint over here. Waste not, want not. I'm cheap. I'm frugal with some things. And because I may paint something else after this, I'm just going to put my brush into one of these fold over sandwich bags. And then I'm going to just put that over there for later. I'm going to throw this plate away so I don't get paint everywhere. So let's give that a good dry. Okay. I do have a cart link for most of the products in the description below. We may have to get one of the big daddies out. Let's get this one out. Let's get this one out. So how's everyone doing this evening? So I don't know if you've been to Michael's or any place else that sells Halloween merchandise and has that out already, but I don't know if you've noticed the trend of hot pink, kind of the Pink-o-Ween trend. Pink and black are very popular, like dark pink. Jason says he's doing fabulous. So that's kind of the look we're trying to mimic this evening. When I was at Michael's in late June, they had some of their Halloween out, and it was dark pink, bright orange. So that's kind of what we're going for, with a touch of light pink. should probably sand. Although I think I'll be okay. So I'm going to wax next. So I'm going to get out my paste wax. There is surface wax available on my chalk site, but I prefer this. Plus I just have such a huge tub of it that I need to get rid of it. I'm going to move that one. I'm going to leave this piece of cardboard down just so I can kind of protect the back side, even though it is sealed. So I'm just going to add a light coat of wax. This is going to protect both my painted surface and my transfer. So it's just going to be a protective barrier between my painted surface and my transfer so that neither one gets damaged in use. And it's also going to fill in some of those nooks and crannies and kind of give me a smoother, hopefully a smoother surface to chalk on. So I'm just applying with one side of my applicator, and then I'm kind of buffing in with the other side. Oops. Oh, I just got it in between my fingernails. Ugh. Yuck. Oh. The inside of my fingers will be nice and waxed. Okay, I think that's good. Put that away. Okay, so I need to try to mix a color that matches Raspberry Sorbet or Dream Car. This is actually an ink, although I probably could get away with it and just heat set it on the wood when I'm finished. But I also need to get out white. I also have Gravity, and I also have Squeeze. These were all 3 color of the months. And I need to get out some white. And then I need to get out some so I also pulled out white, and you could use Ballet Slipper or Marvelous. So that's what we're going to use. So I need to pull out my fuzz cloth. And let's pull out our transfer. I'm going to look back at a photo that I'm using as some inspiration. So we just did the bows. Okay. So this is, again, the Club Couture transfer for the month. Hello, Miss Bonita. She says, better late than never. Although I would take either, although I'm very glad that you're here. So welcome, welcome. So I am using side B of an already chalked garden flag. So that's the front side. But I had an extra back side, so we're going to use that tonight. And then we're also going to use this portion of the Boo Basics, I think. So the Trellis pattern is going to become the background Although I still kind of like this pumpkin, but I think we'll use the Boo Basics. Although it's kind of tiny, but that's okay. I think we'll do this one, since I haven't used that yet. So I think I'm just going to start here at the corner of this backer piece, this brace piece. And I think I'm just going to concentrate on the bows. So let's go ahead and pull that off. I am going to fuzz this just a little bit. Let's go ahead and... So I'm going to fuzz the back side just to knock back a little tiny bit of the adhesive. I don't necessarily have to, probably, since I have used it, but let's go ahead. I have so much lint. Okay. So let's just put that at the corner. Is that straight? Okay. Figure out how we're going to do this. We're going to have to be slightly strategic. I'm going to try not to do the flowers. If that gets too hard, we'll just do it all over. But I'm just mainly going to concentrate on the bows. And I'm going to use my multi-tool. And this is Ballet Slipper, but you could certainly use Marvelous. And I'm just going to try to paste the bow and the ribbon. We shall see. So if I don't talk a whole lot, it's because I'm concentrating. So talk amongst yourselves. And then I will be doing the paste and pull method because I don't want this to dry. And I believe this is, oops, I did something that wasn't part of the, I did one of those little accent pieces. Bummer. I believe this is a repeatable pattern. So I'm going to dry that part. So I should be able to put this part back down somewhat. Oops. Close. Hopefully. And pop that down. And that's about all I need to do. Okay, let's see if that worked. Yep. Except did I miss part of it? A little bit. Let's dry that and I'll put it back down. I missed the part that goes right there in the corner. Okay, so let's pop that back down as close as we can. It doesn't have to be totally perfect. Nobody's gonna know. Actually there isn't anything that goes there, so which looks a little weird, but that's okay. Okay, so now we're gonna drop down here. Try to do, oops, get this down to where you guys can see it. Just going to kind of work like across again in sections. So I'm not doing a very good job of getting my squeegee lines smoothed out, but it's kind of a small area to work in, so I'm not terribly worried about it. Oof. Except it is bleeding quite a bit. I don't quite know why. I mean, this was very cool. My surface is not very smooth. I probably should have sanded, but it's a garden flag. Nobody's going to be looking up that close to it, so I'm not going to fret about it. Maybe if I don't press so hard. I think it's probably because my surface is not very smooth. But again, I'm not going to stress about it. If somebody's going to be that up close and looking at it, they're going to be trolloping through my flower bed, and they don't need to be trolloping through my flower bed, right? Okay, so I've got that pulled up right there. Jason says if they're going to do that, they can pull some weeds while they're in there. Amen. Every negative comment has to pull two handfuls of weeds. Miss Bonita, is baseball season over? Do you have any games left? Probably not, since it's school starting. I don't have any kids in school anymore, so I don't know if it's April or August half the time. It's crazy that it's back to school already. Yeah, I've done a terrible job, but okay. Definitely going to have a distressed look. Anita says, yes, ma'am, baseball is over, but the girls play softball in high school. Is softball a spring sport or a fall sport? And is that Colorado or is that Kansas? Before I get too far, I'm going to put some tape down so that I don't go past these backer boards. Fall is softball season in Colorado. Okay. That way I don't go clear to the edge with my design. That's even remotely straight. They started ball practice about 2 weeks ago. I wasn't lucky enough to have softball in school when I played, but I think they got it a few years after I graduated, of course. Okay, let's see if we can finish this. Hopefully, I don't have chalk paste stuck in my silk screen to where all this will go through. Foot's falling asleep. Ooh, this is not my best work, but that's okay. I'm getting sloppy, really sloppy near the end. Like really sloppy. Benita says you're gonna go out the weekend after Labor Day to watch them play in a tournament. Fun. Ooh, boy, that's sloppy. Do not look too close. Okay, let's see if we can do a little bit more. Let me see if I can. Okay. That's roughly where it was. Let's see. Trend. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I'm going to kind of mark it with my finger so I see where I need to be. Okay. Let's try to get this last bit done. Oops. So you'll notice this is kind of a very on-trend transfer. Those, is it coquette? Coquette? I don't know quite how to pronounce the word. The Couuette. It's the type of bow. I don't know if you've seen these bows around, but they're super popular. Just a little bit more. Anita said she didn't have softball in high school either. Yeah. I played summer softball. Much to my chagrin. I sure would have preferred to play something other than in the heat of the summer. I know this isn't quite where I was, but let's see, I may have to move it over one. That's pretty close. Okay, little bit left. And then she'll need a good washing. Okay. Okie doke. Okay, so I have a foot that has fallen asleep. So I'm just going to leave it in this little plastic tub. So I'm just spraying a little bit of regular water just so it doesn't stick on the bottom. And then I'm just going to spray the top with a bunch of water, and she's going to hang out until I can get her cleaned at the end of the video, probably off camera. Just gonna, there. So I just have her, she's all wet. She's just that way the paste stays wet and doesn't dry all over my transfer. Makes it a little easier to clean. I'm going to clean my hands. And I think I might try to wax again. I don't always do that between layers, but because this was some tedious work, I don't want to undo what I did. So let's get our paste out again. Okay, so I'm going to paste between layers. I do wonder, I'm not going to use some of these pieces that I accidentally pasted. I'm just going to leave them. I'm not terribly worried about them. It'll kind of add to the distressed look. There are a few places where I really went, where it really bled. So I might just clean, because I waxed, I can get away with that a little bit. Just a few spots, not all over. Just where it's really obvious. Okay. Let's dry that up. Okay, so let's dry some of those spots. I think we can remove this tape. Okay, that's super cute in a very distressed and rustic way. Okie doke. So now I think we'll just place that kind of in the middle. But let's wax first. And I don't necessarily have to wax the whole thing, but just mainly where I'm going to be pasting over that paste. And I do need to keep in mind that the spider drops down. Probably right there-ish. So mostly the whole inside piece, but not all of it. So you just want to keep in mind, the more you swipe over your paste, the more chances you have to reactivate it, because wax has a bit of moisture in it. I'm just going to do it lightly, and then we'll let that sit for just a moment. I think that's all we're going to do. Just enough to hopefully protect it. And let's bring in our transfer. Oh boy, I can't even find my desk is a complete disaster. I have no idea where my transfer trimmers are. And I just had an avalanche. Oh, there they are. Okay, so let's pull out this transfer. I need to write on the back that this is called Boo Basics. Preferably with a pen that works. And then we're going to trim our transfer. So I'm just going to use the lines that are supplied. I might get out some silver too for the spider. I know spiders aren't typically silver, but he's going to be hard to see on black. I don't know why I got white out. I'm not using white. Oh, my silver must already be out because I did not put things away from the other day. Is anybody else? Is that a toxic trait for anybody else? Or just me? I hope it's not just me. I'm terrible about putting things away. If I put things away, my life would be much simpler. But I'm always short for time. Trying to do too many things at once, procrastinating. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Oh, now I see why I need white. I need white for the ghost. Although, yeah. So I think we'll do Dream Car. And yes, I know I'm using ink, but I'm going to experiment. And I may, I'm going to try using ink, and then I'm actually going to try to heat set it like I would if it was on fabric. think for me that would just be easier than trying to color mix because I'm not very good at that. Okay. Okay. So let's get out our dream car. So you could use dream car or raspberry sorbet. Bonita says it's not. Oh, Jason says it's definitely not you. And Bonita says it's not just you. My mom is coming Friday for a visit this weekend. She's going to want to do something in your craft room. Got to spend a couple hours putting away and organizing again. I know. I get so the same way. I always get so proud of myself when I have my other table cleared off, and literally 2 days later, it looks like I haven't done a darn thing. It's just aggravating. Oh, and that hinders me because then I can't get other things like painting door rounds and things like that. Would be so much simpler if I had a clean, free surface to use, like a flat surface. And that's the purpose of having another table in here. Well, I literally have 3 other tables in here, and they're just piled high with junk. And they're not even functional as a workspace because have crap piled on them all over. So I may have to do a couple of coats because I can still see the bow. You can still see the bows in the background. Ideally, what I should probably do is paste everything in like Storm or white, and then just to kind of create a base coat. Yeah, I can still see the bows through it. So let's go ahead and try that. Let's experiment. Yeah, because now that it's drying, the pink is literally blending in with the black. Okay, so let's experiment on the pumpkin and the ghost. So I'm going to get out. I don't know whether to use ash. I think I'll use Storm. So gray is supposed to be a neutralizing color. I could also use grayish because it's darker or it's lighter. If it's not dried up, it's not. So I think I'm going to use grayish because it does have a lighter tone. So I'm going to try to use grayish as kind of a neutralizer color to see if I can cover up some of that background. I can already tell a difference. And it's also going to smooth out that area so that my background bows hopefully won't show through color-wise or texture-wise. Let's do the little slider down here. I'll have to probably come back and do the bee because that ink's I may have to heat set the ink and then go back over it. So I probably will have to clean my transfer, but We'll see if this works. I can already tell a difference. Okay, so a gray definitely neutralizes the background. So if you're gonna, if you want to totally mask over your background with a second layer, then I would do it in like a gray or a white first. And then I'll clean the transfer and we'll go back over it with our real colors. But you can see the difference. Anita says it drives your husband crazy because then I say I don't know what to do or where to start. Yeah, it's overwhelming. I kind of just had to start setting a timer, and in 15 minutes I can try to just get all this done. Okay, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go wash this transfer and then we'll let it dry. I'll be right back. So I'm just washing my transfer. I'll be right back. Okay. So now we just need to let this transfer dry. Ooh. My other problem is that I have too much stuff and I shop faster than I craft, and I have a fear of missing out. So even though I know I can't get to a project in the near future, I still buy everything because I don't want to ever miss out. I don't want it to sell out before I ever get a chance to make something, and that is such a toxic trait. Okay, so it looks like I need to fix my spider a little bit. He's a little runny. So I just like to use these pointed Q-tips. Well, they're not Q-tips, they're cotton swabs. So they're not the Q-tip brand. Just trying to give some definition back to this spider because it bled a little bit. There we go. Just so it's not so muddled. Okay. Let's dry that a little bit. I need to do some mystery bundles and just bundle up Dollar Tree surfaces and transfers, and yeah, there's a lot of things I need to do. So I need to figure out who and how to be accountable. I've really been trying though this year, in 2025, to craft my stash. But I'm also I'm doing okay with that, but I still find shiny new things that I feel like I have to have, and I don't. So I need to find contentment in what I have and quit being so distracted by shiny things. This struggle is real. Ooh, that's hot. Okay. Okay. Let's see if I can pause that. Okay, so you see, well, you may not see on the screen yet. You see on the screen now the snowman, the seasonal porch leaner, and the snowman accessories. The snowman accessories are sold out. You can still get the seasonal porch leaner. So I've seen some designers make a scarecrow out of that. You can do stacked pumpkins. You just won't be able to do the snowman face because the snowman accessories are sold out, but the seasonal porch leaner is still available. It went fast, so my apologies, but I didn't get it either. I can't get I just told myself I can't get everything, and if it doesn't speak joy, it's not coming in the craft room. And it's still super hot. I'm just trying to let this cool down a little bit while my transfer dries. But you can see it makes a big difference. I can still see a little bit of the bow like in the middle of his head, but hopefully with a second coat of paste it won't be as noticeable, and it's definitely not as noticeable as the bee. And granted, I know we used ink and it probably doesn't have as much saturation on the wood as it does on fabric, but that's just a good tip if you're chalking on black with colors, to maybe try to neutralize that black with a gray layer, and it also will neutralize anything in your background. I learned that from some of my door hanger painter friends. Like if you're painting with yellow and orange, typically those acrylic paints are thin because they just those colors are typically thin. So sometimes their first coat will be like a gray, even red can be the same way. So they usually put down like a coat of gray first, and then they'll paint over it with like yellow, orange, or red, and then that gives those top colors there's usually more saturation because you've used that neutral undertone. So you learned something today. Let's check our transfer, see if it's anywhere close to dry. It feels pretty dry, so let's chance it and use it. I am going to fuzz a few times just because it's a little sticky now that we've cleaned it. Okay, so now we're going to come in with our color. And it might not be, I might not have totally lined it up, but there's no light. Yeah, because the spider I didn't get, and a lot of it's because when I pulled the transfer off of the wood, I stretched it slightly, and then when I pulled it off of the fuzz cloth, after it had dried, it stretched a little bit. Okay, let's just use that. So this is Squeeze, and it was a former color of the month. So I'm just going to even out my squeegee lines. And let's get all that yummy goodness back in the jar. Okay, let's peel that up and see. Oh yeah, that looks good. Although it looks weird because you can see the bows in his eyes and his mouth, but it's okay. The grays definitely helped neutralize the background. I will say that. Okay, I've used way too many squeegees today. And there goes more mess. Okay, so let's use bright white. If I was totally ambitious, I could come back in with some paint, like yellow paint or gold paint, and paint inside of the mouth and the nose, or the mouth and the eyes. And I still might. Okay. Well, I'll have to fix the bee once the ink dries. Okay. I'm going to spray this some more. And then I'm going to plop this one down. Okay. I think it would be, I gotta find my transfer because it fell on the floor. It would be super cute to I can find them. They're in this pile, I know. To maybe use one of the new tags, or you could even use an old tag and do one of these like Hocus Pocus on a tag and hang it. Because I'd also like to do like a messy fabric strip bow. I mean, I guess that one would work. It does have, this one is painted with vanilla paste, and then it has some of the gilding wax on the edges. It's the gold gilding wax. I don't have any, but I don't think I have any, but I played with it at ChalkCon. It's a Dixie Belle product, so us people that are local to Flipping Fabulous could go get it there, or it's also available on my chalk site. I think we'll do that just to jazz it up a little bit. Okay. Let's put this down. So let's just use squeeze. If I'm hanging it outside, why would you put a fabric bow on it? Just because I put a fabric bow on everything. I could also, I have used, instead of a fabric bow, I've cut those plastic table covers, you know, the thin disposable table covers. I've cut those into strips, so it's a little more outside friendly. I'm not terribly worried about the fabric. The birds could use it as nesting material. But yeah, I would definitely, I've sealed the other side. Whoops. Okay. I wanted to use pink color, but I guess I probably should have tried the ink on the wood to see what would happen. But so I definitely need to get some more raspberry sorbet. So that's cute. I'll have to throw that in the bucket. Okay. So that would be super cute, just hanging there. And then I think, I have a mess. Oh, I forgot to do the spider. I'll have to do the spider when I do the bee. I was going to do him in silver because you can't see him very well. That turned out super cute. So I think I would also want to, I'm going to give it a good sanding. Maybe. Where's the little? I guess I could use one of my umpteen billion nail files. I think I want to do I'm just going to kind of keep turning it. Sorry, I'm probably making y'all motion sick. This corner is really good. Okay, let's flip her around. We'll do make it look really grungy. hand. Oh, ha! The raspberry sorbet. Ha ha! Funny, funny. This corner is really good. There. Oops. There, she looks good there. Now, let me give this little. Let's move her out of the way. I forgot to check to see if she was dry. I just grabbed her. Oh. Okay, got her all grunged up. If you just ignore the fact that I don't have the bee on there, I think we'll be good. Okay, so that's what she looks like. Let me just do it this way. So again, minus the bee, I think she'll look cute when she actually says boo. And then we can kind of hang that right there. So she's super cute. Look at all that. She's very distressed, which is good. Less imperfections that way. Jason says he loves it. Thank you. Cool. Okay. I'll definitely fix the bee, but keep in mind that gray trick. It definitely helped neutralize the background and made the colors pop. I will not be live Wednesday. At least I won't be live at my normal time. If I do go live, it'll be later. So I'll definitely owe you a live. So just be watching my channel to see when that live is going to be rescheduled. But definitely props for hanging with me this evening while I did this. If you happen to use the bow trellis pattern as a background, definitely show it to me, tag my Facebook page. I'd love to see yours. And with that, I'm going to hop off. Thanks so much for watching this evening, and I'll see you later this week. Thanks for watching.